WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle says he would be willing to return to the WWE as a manager. Also, Kevin Owens announces his dream match, which might shock some of you guys on who it is, and we're going to break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we gotta say that 97% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're looking for your one-stop shop for wrestling content here on YouTube, you found the right place here at Wrestle Digest. So make sure down below and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything we're posting. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is Kurt Angle returning. And as we take a look here from Wrestling World CC on Twitter, they say Kurt Angle says he would be interested in returning as a heel manager for Chad Gable. And Josh, I love this because I love to heel Kurt Angle, and I love the way that they kind of turned Chad Gable into a heel type of Kurt Angle. So I think these two guys, even if they add the Creed brothers with them, could be a really fun faction to watch.
This is absolutely hilarious and amazing. Like, first of all, I get the comparisons between Kurt Angle, Chad Gable. Of course, you had that whole Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan thing. Maybe that could have been Chad Gable, something like that. I don't think they're going to revisit that kind of story. But what I will say, KC, more than having Kurt Angle and Chad Gable team up, which on its own is amazing. I can't believe I'm saying I'm looking forward to something maybe more than that. But I'd be looking so forward to seeing heel Kurt Angle back on WWE TV again. Heel Kurt Angle is one of my favorite characters, superstars, versions of anyone all time. I mean, there's so many hilarious moments, right? Anyone remember when he knocked out Big Show in the tranquilizer dart and shaved his head and said some questionable things I'm not going to re-say on this show, Casey? I think Angle himself, his presence is just so otherworldly on social media even. He's a famous meme. But to pair him with Chad Gable makes too much sense. So if Kurt is willing to do it, I would pay so much money to see him back on WWE TV.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a dream combination for me personally because obviously they both have the Olympic wrestling background. And like you said, Kurt Angle has provided so many memories as a heel for the entire WWE universe. So to potentially get him back in a manager role, I think could really work out because obviously we know the You Suck theme song is going to be loud and proud whenever he does make his return. And like you said, it does make too much sense for this to happen. I mean, having these guys with the same background and now trying to push Chad Gable as a heel, I think there's no better way to do this than with the manager of Kurt Angle. And we've seen what managers have done for superstars in the past. I mean, just recently we've seen Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, and you see what those superstars have done within the business, all on the back of Paul Heyman being so good on the mic. So if we see Kurt Angle come in to manage Chad Gable, I think this could really push him over within the WWE Universe and maybe potentially propel him into the main title picture.
I mean, I'd love to see that. I think there's probably a few people in line ahead of Gable, but again, I would love to see him just because of his pure in-ring technical ability. And while Gable, the mic has always been okay for him, there are some points, in that lead up to WrestleMania, some of the promos with Sammy were is that great? But now this turn full-blown heel, it feels like it's so natural for Chad. And Kurt Angle is also, I don't even know if I want to say natural heel. He's just naturally entertaining. I think he's just naturally entertaining no matter what he does, whether it's comedy, being a face, being a heel, any of this stuff. But I think Kurt has so much knowledge he could give to Chad Gable, and I'm sure he's given a ton to him already. You got to imagine that they've spoken. I'm sure they have. Maybe there's a source out there that confirms that. But you're very right. I mean, having Kurt Angle as a manager, is a very interesting idea for Chad Gable and the Creed brothers as well, because I think the Creed brothers could use a bit of a rub as well at this point. Yeah, they're really talented in the ring, but the new Def Rebel theme song sucks. And I don't know what's going on with them. They injured, what was it, Damian Priest, I think. But regardless, I think giving them a bit of that rub to propel them to the top of that tag team scene, to see this new faction, whatever it might be called. I'm super hyped for it, and I think it makes too much sense. If Triple H is listening and if Kurt says, yeah, I'm willing to do it, I think that contract needs to be signed yesterday because I think we all want to see this.
Yeah, definitely. And we know a lot of people want to return now that, Paul Levesque, Triple H is in charge. So it only makes sense for all these kind of old time wrestlers to come back. They wrestled with Triple H, I'm sure are all good friends. So it'd be nice to see, especially Kurt Angle come back for this storyline. I think it would be great for Chad Gable. We got a taste of his first kind of heel moment on the mic when he dissed the Alpha Academy last week, which I thought was a great promo. But getting those tips, like you said, from a great guy, a Hall of Famer, a legend like Kurt Angle, will push him over the edge and just make him a great competitor. But we want to hear your guys' thoughts on Kurt Angle returning to manage Chad Gable down below in the comment section. We're fired up for it. How are you guys feeling? We're going to get into the next topic of the video today, which is KO announces his dream match. And yes, we go back to Twitter for this one where they say Kevin Owens named Rob Van Dam as his dream opponent. And we all know Kevin Owens for a great WrestleMania moment or two, even a high-flying moment or two from Kevin Owens. And I really do think, a Rob Van Dam versus a Kevin Owens match would really blow the roof off of the building.
I read a comment somewhere, and this person said that they read the comment back when KO was still in NXT, but they said KO is Rob Van Dam and Mick Foley's body, and you know what? I think that's a decent comparison. Can you imagine Kevin Owens in the original ECW? Can you imagine Kevin Owens and Paul Heyman teaming up to create this character? It would be amazing, but I think that match would be phenomenal. And Casey, the crazy thing is, it's not that insane to say that this match could happen. Now, is it likely? No. I mean, RVD spends time over on AEW now, though he is a WWE Legend Hall of Famer. He has that Legends contract. There's a world where they bring him back, maybe sometime in the Royal Rumble for a pop or something. Maybe KO's already in the ring. Something like that could make sense, right? It's not crazy to see RVD come back to the WWE. I know Kevin Owens' contract is up soon in WWE. Can't imagine he's going anywhere. But yeah, it's crazy to say that this is not impossible. Likely? No, probably not. But I think at this point, I don't know if that would be a 5-star match or anything, but even if it was just a short little thing, I think this could happen, and it could be great for some fanfare and for Kevin Owens. He deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. And now, obviously, Rob Van Dam is getting up there in age and probably coming towards the end of his wrestling days. So this match would have to happen sooner than later. Yeah. And I would really like to see this. And you know what I would like to see? An Extreme Rules match. I think an Extreme Rules match between Kevin Owens and Rob Van Dam would be insane. There would be so many weapons that we haven't seen in years. Probably since the ECW days, probably surface in this match. And I think it would be a great way for Rob Van Dam to go out in WWE by beating Kevin Owens in an Extreme Rules match.
When you get Paul Heyman gets kicked out of the Bloodline, comes back as a special guest referee or something. I don't know. There's so many ways they could go with that. Yeah, I can't imagine it would be anything long. Can't imagine it'd be anything too intense. But hey, KO has shown that he has an incredible ability in the ring and with WWE Legends. Of course, that match versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 38, they were quite safe. They let him give Stone Cold Steve Austin a suplex onto his back outside the ring. I feel like Rob Van Dam is probably less fragile than Stone Cold at this point, so I feel like they would let him do it. I feel like they would trust KO, and I feel like KO himself would be able to handle that match in the ring. And hey, RVD himself would be able to handle that match in the ring. I'm sure they just have to pay him a little bit of money, but it's not impossible, and I think it'd be fun to see for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. You got one of a kind Rob Van Dam versus the Wrecking Ball Kevin Owens. I mean, that's just a banger of a match, and I really do hope we do see it because it's just something that I would really be looking forward to if it gets announced. But we want to hear your guys' thoughts on it down below. How do you think a Kevin Owens and Rob Van Dam match would play out? Let us know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Brock. Brock says, so much for the bidding war of 2024. And of course, he's referring to the MJF injury that we did talk about yesterday. And I know this was something I was looking forward to, Josh, potentially MJF coming to WWE.
Well, I think we all were kind of hoping that we'd see him over here. I know you love MJF. Well, best heel in the business, as you often say. But look, we're looking forward to it. Injuries suck, but they happen in this industry, and all you can do is deal with it and move forward. So, hey, wish the best to MJF. Would love to see him back on TV sometime soon. Maybe sometime in the future for WWE. Not going to put that out there right now, but best wishes to him. And yeah, I really wish we did get to see the bidding war, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I was so on board for MJF to come to WWE, but Unfortunately, it's not going to happen right now by the looks of it, but who knows? It's still out there. It could happen, but we'll be looking forward to it, and we'll keep you up to date on everything surrounding MJF and his injuries. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button. Also, leave a comment about anything we talked about today. You could be featured on the next comment of the day. And like I said, we're going to be here every day bringing you wrestling content. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. And later tonight during Monday Night Raw, myself and Brady are going to be live doing a little watch along for the draft. So make sure to stop by, say hello, what are you at? We love seeing you guys in the chat. And if you want to check out a video we did earlier today, it'll be popping up on your screen. But I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Josh Gosse. We'll catch you in the next one.